This is Stephanie Bell, and you're listening to Greek Godcast.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Greek Godcast. I'm Dan the Man, and with me is Mrs. Dan the Man.
What's up?
Yes, she's on for an episode. So this was kind of an impromptu episode. I'd said in a announcement video on Facebook that I'd be doing a couple of solo episodes this week where I talk about the new August Burns Red album, and then give like my thoughts on, and then another episode on DBZ, Dragon Ball Super, and Dragon Ball GT. But I didn't really get to any of that today. That's going to be later this week, before Tyler and I get together to review Return of the Jedi, which he, as of just a little bit ago, finished the movie, and I can't wait to do that review with him. That's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, we're doing just on a fly an episode. I asked her if she wanted to do a podcast with me, and she was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. And Mrs. Dan the Man.
Yes.
Don't hit your head on the wall. we're sitting down, relaxing, in our bedroom. Get your mind out of the gutter. Just enjoying a break. And how is it that we're able to enjoy a break right now, honey?
We have no kids. Woohoo!
Woo! When was the last time we didn't have kids?
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Because, I mean, we usually at least have one of them.
Yeah. It's never both.
No.
It's always one.
Yeah.
You know? It's like being kid-free is like riding on a bicycle with both tires aired up. But then, like, getting a kid, you only have one flat tire and you have to pedal like that. As opposed to both kids, you've got two flat tires and you have to pedal like that.
Yeah. And no, we're not calling our children burdens, so y'all don't go there. We love our kids.
I am calling my children flat tires, though, so deal with it, America. So, she was like, when I asked her if she wanted to do this episode, she was like, what are we even going to talk about? I was like, apparently, you don't know the format. Because there's not a format. We're just going to talk. But there is a couple of things I did want to talk about at the beginning of this episode, Mrs. Dan the Man. And it has to do with the fact that we don't have kids. And this is not the norm. No. And normally the norm is, like, our kids are here. And Tyler and I make it a point to try, but it comes up. It just comes up just because it's such a occurring every day in your face thing, and that's, you know, the quarantine and why we have a quarantine and all that stuff, and it's why our kids are home so much, you know. And so you and I, mom and dad, we have our roles, you know, in our life together, and our roles with our kids and stuff like that. But, you know, with the changes in the quarantine and everything, things have changed up a little bit. Unfortunately, for right now, for an unforeseen amount of time, you're not working.
Right.
And I am an essential worker.
Yes.
And so I am still working. So my schedule is 4/10s. If you don't understand what that means I work Monday through Thursday, and I work 10 hours a day, and that's how I do my 40-hour work week. Which, side note, I think that's the best work schedule, period. I think, you know, if you're one of those people that have to do 5/8s, which I've done that most of my life, I've done 5/10s as well, I've done 7/12s, I've done all kinds of ridiculous hours, you know, it's crazy. 4/10s is the best. Like, it hands down is the best. Having that extra day off and getting that extra bit of time to spend with your family, or just having that free time to, you know, plan stuff out that normally you have to take off work for, it's amazing. And honestly, I feel like it's something that the entire workforce should adapt. Like,
I mean, it's nice having that extra day just to be able to catch up on stuff, or, you know, spend time with your family. I enjoy you being off on Fridays.
Yeah, it's great. It's great, man. It's awesome. But, you know, while things have changed for you, and they haven't changed for me, they have definitely changed for you.
Definitely.
And it's not just your job that was affected, it was the school.
Yeah, school's closing, so I'm having to teach and do wifely duties and motherly duties and not pull my hair out in the process.
So, just for funsies, for me, of course, I mean, I live with you, so I mean, I got a pretty good understanding of it. But just for the sake of content for our listeners, give me a little bit of a description of what life has been, having to basically have to stay at home all this time, have to basically homeschool both kids, and still do everything else that you already amazingly do all the time. Like, give me a what's Monday gonna be like for you?
It's going to be, if I choose not to let the kids sleep in and I just go ahead and get them up, usually their assignments are posted on Google Classroom by 8.
Mm-hmm.
And so they can get up and get it done. With my first grader, it doesn't take her but maybe an hour.
Right.
You know, sometimes an hour and a half, depending on what the assignment is. My fifth grader is a little different. He's a little harder to get out of bed than my first grader.
Yeah.
Excuse me. If I don't catch attitude from him first thing in the morning, then it's great.
Yeah.
But I usually catch attitude first thing in the morning because I'm having to get up. He's got to brush his teeth. He's got to brush his hair. I make him do everything like they are actually going to school.
Right.
And
what was your reasoning behind that? Because some parents would be like, "Oh no, I'm going to use this to sleep in." You know.
Well, I don't want them to get out of a full routine of caring for themselves. I mean, even though we're home, you still need to care for your teeth. You still need to care for your hair.
Mm-hmm.
You need to bathe. I mean, it's no different. I mean, it is different because you're not going out in quote-unquote public.
Yeah.
But it gets them in the habit of actually taking care of themselves.
Right.
And it keeps me in the habit of taking care of myself. I mean, it's easy as a mom being wore down and having extra responsibilities added on top of what you're already doing to just say the heck with it and just throw your hair up in a bun and stay in your PJs all day and, you know, don't even think about your teeth.
Yeah.
And I mean, and I'm not going to lie, I have done that a few days.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was one day I think I went to maybe 3 days without brushing my hair.
Oh, wow.
It just stayed in a big knot on top of my head. Now, yes, I bathed, but I don't wash my hair every day.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm not messing with my hair right now anyway. It's just going to stay in a bun, so I'm not going to wash it. I don't care. Da-da-da.
Yeah, as long as you don't stink.
Right, as long as I don't stink. As long as I can't smell myself, we're good. No, I bathe every day, guys, I promise.
Yeah.
But getting them up, and if we get up in enough time or early enough, I'll give the kids some breakfast. And y'all don't come at me for this because y'all don't know our full schedule and the way things work here. But if I let them sleep in till like 9:30, 10 o'clock, our buses bring lunch to the kids for our school district.
Yeah.
And they bring them right at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
So if I know that lunch is coming within an hour, I'm not going to feed my kid breakfast or a snack because they're literally fixing to eat.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things we're having to stay on top of our kids about is just eating out of boredom.
Yeah.
My fifth grader has like a bottomless pit for a stomach as it is.
Yes, he does.
And he can eat and eat and eat and eat. The dude doesn't really gain much weight.
Yeah.
But he can eat nonstop.
Yeah.
And so I have to say on him about that. But I'll give them 30, 45 minutes to eat their lunch. And then if we haven't finished schoolwork already, they start on it or get started on it, whichever one it, you know.
Yeah.
But,
and on the days, not to cut you off, but on the days where you don't sleep in, of course you are making them breakfast or whatever.
Yes, yes. They're the days we don't sleep in, yes, they are most definitely getting breakfast. I'm not going to make my children starve because I understand trying to do schoolwork on an empty stomach, their mind's not going to be fully, you know.
Yeah.
But knowing, like I said, if they get up at 10, you know, And that's not every day, but I don't make my children get up so early because when we were in school, they had to get up between 6 and 6:30.
Yeah.
And we would be out the door between 7:30 and 7:45. That's them getting dressed, eating breakfast, getting their stuff together, and everything.
Yeah.
But because we're at home and their assignments are not put into their queues until 8,
Yeah.
there's no sense in me getting them up that early.
Yeah. But you also don't want them to fall into this complacent mindset. And so, like, while there is, like, maybe 1-2 days a week top where they do kind of sleep in a little more,
Yeah.
you know, you do, get them up at a reasonable time. It's just not, at the butt crack of dawn.
Right. Now, we're not sleeping till 11:30, 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon either. That's just a no-go at this house.
Yeah.
Unless it's a Saturday. That's different. Saturdays we sleep in.
Yeah.
But and I don't let them stay up extremely late either. They follow school rules at our house right now. On Sunday night through Thursday night, they have to read. They don't get their TVs.
Right.
They read before bed. Now, Friday nights and Saturday night, they can have a little bit of TV at bedtime.
Yeah.
And it's not on the whole time. They have sleep timers on their TVs.
Mm-hmm.
And that way we don't wake up with cranky kids.
Yeah. And they and they usually, like, the way the bedtime book thing works is, like, we usually put our kids to bed about 9, and then but the idea is they feel like they're getting something out of it because they do get to stay up a little bit later. They get to stay up for about 45 minutes to an hour, so long as they read.
Yes.
So they read every night on school nights, and that works for us because we finally get a little bit of quiet time at the end of the day because they're in bed and we're not having to fight them on going to bed because they're happy they get to stay up, and they get a benefit out of it in developing their reading skills.
Right. And I mean, it's really helped our first grader. I mean, she's reading on a 3rd grade level right now.
Yeah.
And our 5th grader is actually reading on a 7th grade level?
7th or 8th, I forget.
7th or 8th. I'll have to go back and look at the thing, but
yeah.
So it's really helped.
Yeah.
And so, but they, like I say, they usually get their schoolwork done within an hour and a half. Sometimes it takes my 5th grader a little longer because he's got more work than my 1st grader does. But
he's got more work and less motivation.
There you go. He's the one I struggle with getting him to do his stuff that he's supposed to do.
Now, he just recently turned 11.
Yes.
And he's kind of in that defiant, becoming more independent stage.
Yes. And wanting to do his own thing and when he wants to do it. And he's gotten the, he wants to act, excuse me for saying this, but he wants to act like his balls have dropped already. And this mama was raised old school, so we don't deal with that very well.
No. So after lunchtime, what's the rest of the day look like?
They get their chores done.
Yeah.
And then after they get their chores done, they're free to play. If it's not raining outside and it's a pretty day, they have to go outside.
Now, no, we said chores. She's the younger one. She's about to turn 7.
Yes.
And he's 11. So there's an age difference there, you know. So what do chores look like for each kid?
Well, the 11-year-old, he has to clean his room, of course. Mm-hmm. And he's got to clean his bathroom. And his bathroom consists of sweeping, mopping the toilet, emptying the trash, taking the dirty clothes out of the hamper.
Yeah.
And it's not a very big bathroom, so there's not a whole lot to do.
Like, realistically, it would take like 10 minutes to clean, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And in his bedroom, it's a typical boy's bedroom.
It actually stays surprisingly clean for being the kind of bedroom it is.
It does, but when I walk in and he's already quote unquote cleaned his room and there's 3 pair of shoes in the floor, not to mention the dirty clothes he took off and put on clean clothes or a different pair of shorts for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And then whatever he's had either on his bed or in his chair, and he wants to sit on his chair, he throws it on the floor.
Yeah.
And so, but I mean, and you're right. For a typical 11-year-old boy, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But when he has to vacuum his room or he has to mop the bathroom, you would think the world is coming to an end. Now, our first grader, our fixing to be 7-year-old, we're not doing anything different than what we did with our son.
Yeah.
We are adding stuff to her just like we did to him as he got older. She has to clean her room. She has to put her dirty clothes in the hamper in the laundry area. And now we've added she has to pick up the living room.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to lie, most of the stuff that ends up in the living room are the kids' toys or their shoes, because they just come in from outside and take them off and leave them in the living room.
Just wherever they want to.
Right. So that is now added to her list.
Yeah.
And as she gets a little older, we don't have a dining room. We have a dining room slash kitchen. I personally take care of the kitchen because I'm in there the most. Mm-hmm. And right now, as we're going about our day and I'm helping the kids with their homework, I'm balancing between cleaning and also baking. Mm-hmm. So I don't really want them in my kitchen when I'm trying to do that.
Yeah.
So, but like, we ever get a bigger house, then it's actually got a dining room. She'd be responsible for making sure that was picked up and cleaned. Yeah. And as she gets older, we'll switch out the bathroom duties.
Yeah.
And she'll end up having to do it for a week, and then he'll do it for a week, and then he helps with the dishes some.
We're just keeping the level of chores appropriate for their age.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you guys have kids around this age, what are some of your chores that you have for your kids like that?
Yeah, we'd love to know. We always love feedback.
Yeah.
So okay. So, in a nutshell, you either sleep in or you don't, but you don't more than you do. And, you start the schoolwork, lunch, finish the schoolwork if it's not already done. Kids do chores, and then you turn them loose.
Right.
But before you let them, because they want to jump on their electronics.
Yes, that's what they want to do. They want to get on their phone or
video games.
Video games, yeah, is basically what it is.
Yeah.
And just waste the day away.
Yeah. So there is a stipulation before we turn them loose on that.
Oh, yeah. If it's a beautiful day outside, they have to go outside and play until we say they can get on their video games.
And it's not like an absurd amount of time either, because we understand they have things that they like to do, you know, and that's fine. But we want them to be kids that like going outside and playing outside and enjoying a beautiful day. And so, hour, 2 hours, at the most, let them wear themselves out a little bit. Then they can come in, whatever. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
Over this last week, though, they have asked repeatedly for me to go outside and play with them.
Yeah. Now, that kind of touches on where I was going next with this. So, you just talked about what it's like on just the kids being homeschooled part, but that's not everything that you do. So none of this other stuff that you're about to talk about, is new things added on. It's stuff you were already doing when you were working. So and just so our listeners know, my wife is not a maid. I just want to go ahead and say that. Dan the man does clean the house.
He does. He's really good about helping me out.
Dan the man does yard work. He cleans the house. He does his part. But Mrs. Dan the man, is home more than me, so she just does more than me. This is the nature of it, man.
Yeah, and I don't mind.
Yeah, so, there's that part of it. And then, I cook, but you cook more and you cook better. That's why Dan the man is fat. That's why I have this gut and I have moobs, and it's why I don't hold this phone that I'm recording right now too close so that they hear my fat breathing.
You stop.
Guys, the cholesterol is real. Like it's to say it's a 50-50 marriage is wrong. It's a 100-100 marriage because we give
Exactly.
everything to it. But the reality of it is because I'm the quote unquote, and I don't even like this term, but breadwinner.
Yeah.
Okay, like our budget consists off of what I bring home with my income.
Yeah.
And then what she brought home was just extra that we would, cover, like, either savings or unforeseen expenses, or maybe we'd, use that money to go out to eat that week, or, buy extra clothes for the kids, or, stuff like that or whatever. But there's something else that you do. And this is where we segue for a moment into a shameless plug. So you have a side hustle.
I do.
You have like a very successful side hustle, and I don't have a problem saying that. Like that's like it's legit. So, you homeschool kids,
Mm-hmm.
your wife, your mom, you take care of the house, and you bake some of the best cookies in South Arkansas, if not the universe. Okay,
I'm still learning.
and so you're doing all that.
Mm-hmm.
So first, me and Tyler have talked about the glam cookie.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about a glam cookie, and then tell us what it's like, what it's been like for you, trying to find balance in all this, in this change. So first, glam cookie.
The glam cookie, I have been baking cookies for, 3 or 4 years now?
Yeah, I think the first time you made crack cookies was like 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Yeah, because you made it for our church at the time,
Yeah.
which was had just been rebranded to North Point Church,
Yes.
and we made it for a function, and it was really popular. But they weren't called crack cookies then.
No, they are white chocolate chip Oreo cookies.
Yeah,
But believe it or not, our church family
yeah,
is who named them crack cookies
Yeah.
because they could not stop eating them.
no, they were literally like when the platter was gone, they started jonesing and everything. Like,
And what really kicked it off is like I did it for that function, and then we had we have a marriage conference every year. We still do it at our current church.
yeah, the XO conference.
Yes, the XO conference, and they actually asked me to bake over 400 cookies
I remember
for that conference.
I remember, and that was before the quarantine.
That's been a few years ago,
Yeah,
and I did it, and we weren't even. The conference is like a day and a half. It's like
Yeah.
an evening, and then you go home, and then you come back for almost a little over half a day the next day.
yeah,
And between that night and then that next day, there were no cookies left. And then after that, people started asking if I would bake them.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what really started it.
yeah,
I've always cooked. I actually cooked my first full meal at age 11.
yeah,
But I was always in the kitchen with my mom, with my grandma. And they were always teaching me and my sister how to cook.
yeah.
I mean, my brothers know how to cook because they taught them too.
Right,
But I've always had a love for cooking, and I get that from my mom.
right.
And so when it comes to baking, I was like, let's try some different things. And I would take a recipe and I would tweak it.
Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of went from there.
Yeah,
And so just this year, or basically at the end of 2019, is when I finally come up with a name, because I seen that it was actually going to be a consistent.
yeah. A consistent little moneymaker. Yeah,
And so now, and it slows down between holidays and stuff, but
Yeah.
with the quarantine going on, we decided to lower the
yeah,
prices from $10 a dozen to $5 a dozen.
yeah,
And so it's been great.
Yeah.
And the reason we did that is not, look, I still make money off the cookies, but with everybody going through what they're going through, it's just kind of like giving back to people. I'm still making a little bit, but more than anything, people have smiles on their face because of it.
right. Because they love your
so-
cookies.
Yes, and I love making them. I love finding recipes and building my own recipes from them, and
Yeah.
doing that. And then the other thing I'm doing right now, they're called PYO cookies. They're paint your own cookies,
Right.
and basically what it is, it's just the white royal icing on sugar cookies
Mm-hmm.
in a design, and you can use different things. But what I use are Skittles.
Yeah.
I make little paint palettes with the Skittles
Yeah.
because water and the coloring on the Skittles act as a watercolor,
Right.
and it's edible. It's not going to hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
And people like we've done it. We've used actual food coloring.
Yeah.
We like the gel food coloring, and we dilute it with water.
Right.
And anyway, you can paint your own cookies and then eat them instead of them being just decorated when you get them.
And the kids love to do it.
Right, and that
Yeah.
was the other thing.
Yeah.
Kids that are in quarantine and they can't really do anything, it gives them something to do, and they enjoy doing it. Even the parents have enjoyed doing them.
Yeah.
So I've got pictures of parents, doing them or sending me what their kids have done and just talked about how much fun they were.
Yeah.
And just this week, I picked up two more sets
Yeah.
to do, and summer sets, I guess you could call them.
Right.
And it's been, I love doing it for people.
Yeah. Now, okay, we talked about crack cookies, and we talked about the PYO cookies, but these aren't the only two that you make. So, real quick, what exactly is the current menu for the Glam Cookie? What all do you offer?
Basically, anything that you want, I can do.
Okay.
But my core ones that most people order here lately have been crack cookies, which are the white chocolate Oreo cookies. Have been chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah.
Which
are the bomb.
that is actually my recipe. That is the only recipe I think that I have made from.
Like, just straight up out of your head. Everything else has
Yes.
either been... Now, here's the thing. I want to back up on that thought for a second. All these recipes, ultimately, are yours. Because you've
Yeah.
taken a recipe from somewhere, and it's not like a cookie recipe is like some top secret thing. But
Yeah.
you've tweaked, like with the crack cookie, you tweaked it to a way to make it taste the way that it is.
Right.
Like the base dough itself, before the Oreo, before the white chocolate chip, to make it the kind of cookie that stands out.
Yes.
And then you took that recipe that you've created, and then you made some other cookies out of that using that same
Right.
process.
That's
and-
what my
yeah.
M&M cookies and my chocolate chip cookies
Yeah.
are the two main ones that come from that base recipe.
Yeah. Okay. And so the you also do some really good peanut butter cookies.
Yes, I do peanut butter cookies. They can be plain, or I put Reese's Pieces in them.
Mm-hmm.
And
Which are amazing.
so those are my mom's favorites.
Yeah.
Are the Reese's Pieces peanut butter cookies. Not now. When I say Reese's Pieces, it's a little orange, yellow, and brown. Not like peanut butter cups or anything like that.
Yeah, no. Although you could do that one day.
I've been working.
Really?
Yes, I have actually been doing some research on those.
Oh,
So
you guys, Dan the man's never going to lose weight.
but I do oatmeal raisin. This week I'll be trying a brand new recipe. I had a special request for cowboy cookies that are also called Ranger cookies.
Really?
So I'm actually really excited to try those out.
Now, what is in a cowboy cookie?
You can put different things in it, but some of the base things that go in it are chocolate chips, pecans, oatmeal, and did I say coconut already?
I think so.
Let's see. Chocolate chips, pecans, oatmeal, and flakes.
Okay.
Coconut flakes.
Coconut flakes.
So those are like the main things that go in it. But some people have added like dried cranberries,
Wow.
raisins,
Okay.
like different things like that.
This sounds like an old person cookie. I'm just going to be honest.
Well,
This sounds like something that was made in the 1930s.
Well, it's kind of like the Johnny's Kitchen or Johnny's Pizza Sweep the Kitchen.
Oh, okay.
It's, I mean, it's like whatever they had is what was put into this cookie recipe.
Okay, I'm with you.
So
I'm
that's
with
why
you.
it's called a cowboy or a ranger cookie.
Okay, I gotcha.
So-
All right, cool. Well, usually when we hit 30 minutes, we usually take a break and then
Okay.
record the second segment. Is there anything else you want to say about the glam cookie before we take that break?
If you want cookies, just let me know. You can look me up on Facebook at The Glam Cookie.
And also Instagram,
Yes, I'm
But-
also on
the
Instagram.
same name, the Glam Cookie.
Yes.
And that's all you have right now. No Patreon, no YouTube.
No.
You're very local, just straight up side hustle.
Yes.
So cool. All right. Okay, guys, we're going to take a quick break and then we'll be back. We're going to find out what it's like to be a amazing cookie person, wife, mother, and homeschool teacher all in one, and what the ups and downs of that are like. And so we'll be right back. All right, and we're back, guys. Thanks for being so patient in that incredibly long break. like for us, it was like 5 minutes, but
Yes.
for them, it's like bloop. Like, why do they even say anything like that? Like, we're going to the commercial, and there's no commercial. We hope there'll be commercials one day, though. We'd love for this to be sponsored content. So
That would be cool.
that's the dream. That's me and Tyler work on this really hard, and we want it to be the best possible, and trying to make it work. So one day.
One day.
So we've covered quite a bit. We started off with not really know what we were going to talk about to immediately know what we were going to talk about, and that's kind of getting the idea of what it's like to be, Mrs. Dan the Man. What's it like to be a quarantine mom in these strange times, and getting a pretty good glimpse of it so far. But I just want to get like your thoughts on what is it like. So you do so much. You already raise the kids, but now you teach them, and then you run a really great side hustle, and selling cookies, and then your wife and your mom, you clean, you cook, you do laundry, you do dishes, you do all these awesome things, and then you still have time for other things too outside of that, because you'll go and just kind of like random what I've seen, you'll go to people's houses and you'll help them with some project that we're working on, like it would be your mom or your sister or a friend. You do a lot, and that's how you were like before the quarantine. So what's it like still trying to do all that, but at the same time being at home all the time, doing all this what is it like for you, first off?
Well, I mean, some days it depends on my attitude, honestly.
Yeah.
Some days it's frustrating because I am a blow and go person.
Yeah.
Whether it be at home or whether it be, like you said, helping somebody or working on a project for the kids, or, so there are days that, I mean, people can make it sound like their life is just so perfect throughout this.
Right.
And that they don't have problems or they don't have downs and, and lows and such. And I would be lying if I said I didn't.
Yeah.
There have been days that there have been days that I have battled depression.
Yeah.
I mean, because I can't go to work. I can't see my work family.
Right.
Now, I only worked part-time, but that was my time outside of the house to also help contribute to, our finances and our family and stuff like that.
And when she says work family, she actually means like she considers these people family, not the lame work family excuse that employers give out.
Yes.
Like, oh, we're going to pay you minimum wage and no benefits, and instead of giving you a raise, we'll throw a pizza party. But hey, we're a family.
Yeah, no.
Not that sense. Like, you actually consider these people family.
Yes, I do. And I've worked there for a little over a year. And so, I mean, yes, I consider these, I mean, they're guys.
Yeah.
But
they're all great people.
They're great people. And I mean, and you somewhat grew up with one, and the other one you've known for 9 years.
Yeah.
Ever since you've been in the family.
Yeah. I used to, when I was a kid, I went to church with one, and then the other one I've known for like 9 years, and then the other two I knew of. I know their reputation.
Went to the same school.
We went to the same school.
Yeah.
Like they're all really just wonderful, outstanding people.
Yes.
love them to death. A bunch of great guys. Awesome.
Yes. And so, I mean, I don't get to see them and goof off like I usually do at work or whatever with them. And so I don't see adults very often.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's really funny saying that, but it's the truth. Aside from my husband,
it's just me. And sometimes Tyler, you know, if he comes by for a minute, you know, for whatever. But we don't have people over, you know. The only adults that we see on a day-to-day basis is our next door neighbor, like 2 lots over.
Yeah.
And like, we don't live in a trailer park. We live on private property. It's family owned property. Not going to get into too many details about it, but it's family owned property. You know, we've got our house here, and then down at the end of the property, there's another house there, and a family member is renting it out, and it's been occupied for quite some time by our neighbor, and they're you know, for the most part, they're quiet. They're really good neighbors. You know, they're really respectful, but at the same time, we don't really like we know them. We talk to them sometimes.
Yeah.
They're really cool, and you know, we'd even go as far as to say that they're friends, but at the same time, they're not somebody that we talk to on a day-to-day basis. They're not like that kind of friend. You know, you got people that you call a friend, and then you got people that you have a friendship, a relationship with.
Right.
And that's not it. So like, I'm it.
Yeah.
Like, unless your mom comes by, and you know, and that might be once every 2 weeks, and even then it's only for like 5 minutes because she absolutely has to come over here.
Yeah.
Like, she's the reason that we're kidless right now talking about this, because she knows that we've not had a break from the kids in months. I said this in the husband versus wife episode, which if you haven't listened to that yet, go check that out. It's the little bonus episode that we recorded right after we reviewed Empire Strikes Back. I said this in that episode. If you have the privilege, I can't use that word hard enough. If you have the privilege of having someone that you, and pardon my way of expressing this, but I mean, it's what it is, man. Throwing your kids at so you can just go do whatever you want to do on any kind of a regular basis. Take care of that person.
Yes.
Make them live as long as possible, because you don't know what you're going to get into when that's no longer available. Like, it is a culture shock. Like, like, dude, it's so, oh man, being kidless is awesome.
Now, that's not saying that we don't miss our kids when they're gone.
No, I love my kids. I miss my kid. Of course I do. Yeah. But at the same time, like, it's 100% rewarding to be a parent, but it's 100% demanding to be a parent at the exact same time. Yes. And sometimes you just feel like you're getting more demand than you are reward out of the deal. And lately, for me, that's what it's been. And so this break was much needed. Yeah. But, you know, there's our little rabbit trail. It's the format.
It's the format.
Now, you were talking about, you know, you just don't get any adult social interaction.
Yeah. And so, I mean, you can't talk to a kid about something that's going on in your head, especially not a 7-year-old and an 11-year-old.
No.
And my husband is a great listener, but there's times that he just looks at me because he doesn't know what to do. And that's not a slam against him. No. But, I mean...
because it's vice versa.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, he'll listen, but he doesn't know what to say. He doesn't know whether he needs to try to fix something or whether he needs to just listen and be quiet. And bless his heart, there's times that he'll do the wrong thing and I react the wrong way.
And a lot of it is because, like, I'm trying to do the right thing, but it's sometimes it is best to just listen and not try to fix.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have problems, like, distinguishing when to do which. And so, like, she'll come at me with a problem, and I immediately think, okay, well, this is causing my wife to hurt, so I need to fix this. So I try to I start brainstorming, and somehow I make it worse. When really she just needs to get it out. She just needs to vent, and I just need to, just be a sponge and just soak it up, you know. But again, this was all stuff that's always been there, you know.
But it's emphasized more because I am at home and not able to get out and go. We have one vehicle right now. Yeah. And so since I'm not working and not running around doing stuff, I mean, you take the vehicle. Which, I mean, it's just fine. I don't mind. Yeah. But that...
Because on days that you need it, you just take me to work and then you keep the car.
Right, and I don't have to do that very often, and so I am stuck at home with the children, and there's no day that just drags by, honestly, because of everything that's going on throughout the day. Right. So...
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
For the most part, it's a good thing. Now, I think that when school is out and that part of it slows down, it will be a little different. It'll probably have days where they just drag on. Now, I'm not going to lie, on the rainy days and the gloomy days, it is hard.
Oh, man, I don't even get me started on the rain. Me and Tyler have complained so much. More at work, because we're at work more than we are anywhere else. Yeah. But on this podcast... texting, just whatever, just and now it's just like rain. I'm so sick of it. I am so sick of it. He had a thought. This is another rabbit trail format, but he had a thought the other day, and I don't know if there's anything to it or not. He doesn't either, but it's an interesting thought. Mm-hmm. So, in fact, we were talking about this earlier today, too, about the effects of garbage humanity having on the environment, and how, like, since the quarantine started, like, the Earth, like, as a whole, nature has just actually been improving because we haven't been slowly driving a knife of garbage in its heart. Yeah. And he had the thought that, maybe the improvement of nature from us not being out in it and tarnishing it so much actually has kind of an impact on the weather. I don't know if that's a thing, but it's an interesting thought. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I kind of understood where he was going with it, for the most part. I think I'm understanding it right. Yeah.
And it's kind of washing away some of the...
Maybe, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know.
It's an interesting thought, but
yeah. I didn't have anywhere to go with that. We were talking about it and it just made me think of it. And it does make you wonder, Yeah. But anyway, so, don't judge me.
Would not dream of it.
I'm an adult with his own podcast.
Oh, jeez.
That I co-host.
Oh, Lord.
I am somebody's co-host.
Jesus.
So anyway.
Oh boy.
Anyway, we're being silly. So, okay, so you say that there's times when, you feel like there's a depression there because like you're literally what the CDC recommends, you're isolated. Yes. You're stuck. You're, for lack of a better term, you're in a box. And so what are some ways that you do to deal with those dark moments, like I'm not around and it is just you? I mean, you've got two little womb gremlins here that are like clawing your face off for attention all the time. Yeah. So you can't stay in that place, not only for your own health, but because you've got two other people here that you got to take care of. Yeah. So like, what do you do? What do you do to deal with that?
First thing I do is I pray. I mean, that has been a saving grace for me and my children, honestly. Okay. But another thing I do is I will listen to music, and not just any music, because you don't want depressing music when you're already in that mood, because that'll just drive you lower.
So you try to find stuff that resonates with you, but it's also positive and uplifting.
Right. If I can put some music on that I can dance to, the kids get involved. Yeah. And it just that little burst of movement and doing something, it actually elevates your mood.
That's awesome.
And I guess it's the endorphins that are being released. I say endorphins, that may not even be the right word.
Man, we don't fact check on this show. We have internet here, and I'm not going to fact check that at all.
It's just doing that. It releases something, and it actually creates energy.
Yeah.
And so, therefore, your mindset changes.
Yeah.
And so, just doing that or coloring has been a big thing for me.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I haven't got my husband's coloring book yet, so
Yeah.
you know, that'll be one thing that I look forward to doing. But,
I only ordered 2 copies. They'll be here Tuesday. But
well, we're
I'm
not
gonna,
doing.
I'm gonna order some more.
Yeah, we're gonna order some more.
Yeah.
But
Trash Panda, the Trash Panda coloring book on Amazon. If you're listening,
yes,
it's $9.99. Get yours today.
really good pictures.
Yeah, it's all my artwork. Like I just drew my artwork with the intention of people coloring it. I've talked about it before, but you know, just go to Amazon and check it out.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. You're picking on really quick. I feel like, oh, she blushed. I feel like Tyler's gonna be happy with this one.
Oh Lord.
Oh, you're proud of Tyler too, aren't you?
Yes, I am very proud of him for not dropping the F-bomb so much, for catching himself.
And when he does, he gives you the courtesy warning of covering your ears, which you absolutely don't do.
No, because I laugh. Honestly, I laugh. I can't stand when he does it, but I laugh.
That's so funny.
And no, I don't have anything against people who cuss, but I do not like the F word. I do not like cussing every other word out of people's mouth.
And I'm on the show.
Yes. So, and so...
And out of respect for Mrs. Dan the Man, Tyler really tries to watch it. But he also didn't realize how much he cussed until he started doing this podcast. He told me that. Oops, I'm telling secrets.
Ooh.
It'd be all right. It'd be okay.
No,
He still will swear on the show. Like, there's
Yes.
no stopping that. He's just going to try to...
like I said, that
know.
doesn't bother me. I grew up with that.
Yeah.
But the
I did that. I still sometimes, not on the show, but
You
like
slip up from
it's,
time to
I
time.
do. I'm human, man. I've talked about that too. I'm a human being. It happens, man. Like,
Oh, yeah.
for a person who normally does not swear to say that they absolutely never swear, they're lying. They're a
Yes.
liar, pants on fire. Tell me you don't swear when you accidentally smash your thumb with a hammer, or you stub your toe, you know, or you step on a Lego, or you know, you try to work on something tedious and demanding and it fails for the 5th time in a row. Tell me you don't swear then. You know, you can watch yourself in public. You know, you watch yourself be respectful around people, but to say that you never do it, no, you putting on a facade, buddy.
Well, that brings me back to the quarantine thing.
Really?
Show me a mom
Yeah.
that has not yelled and or even used one cuss word. Maybe not at their kid,
Yeah.
but because their kid has done something
Because
or they've
tensions
been
are so hot,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's not you being a bad person. That's dude, these are tough times.
Yeah.
And sometimes things happen, you know.
Yes.
Sometimes you know, you don't, I don't know, man, just, you know.
When it gets to the point that I am so frustrated, I have a headache.
Yeah.
That's usually when it starts for me. And my children are constantly, Mama can wait, Mama can wait, Mama this, Mama
Like,
that. Or they're arguing
nonstop.
and fussing. And I'm like, y'all have got to shut the H up and sit down.
Get out of my face. We love our kids. We don't think they're a burden.
No.
God almighty, they are demanding.
And, I mean, and this is just truth. And any parent or grandparent that is at home quarantining with their kids, they know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And I've probably done worse. If I'm being real.
Probably so. But I mean, and again, y'all can't judge me and say that y'all haven't done this or haven't even thought it, because that would be a lie.
Yeah. Straight up.
So, but again, I don't cuss my kids.
No.
I may, like, y'all have got to shut the hell up or whatever, but
Ooh.
oops.
Kiss your mother with that mouth.
Yeah, I do. Hey, my mom said has said some things, y'all.
Yeah, she has.
She shocked herself saying some of it.
Yeah.
But anyway,
She slapped her mouth. She told me that story. One time she slipped up and slapped her mouth right after she said it, not realizing she said it. She said shit. And she was like, oh!
yep, slapped
She
her own
couldn't
mouth.
believe that she couldn't believe that she said it.
Yeah, so Yeah, so nobody can say that they haven't.
Yeah.
They'd be lying, like you said.
Yeah.
So, but it happens, y'all. We're human.
Yeah.
Now, I will say that if you go as far as cussing your kid out,
Oh, yeah,
no
you're
matter
trash.
how mad they make you,
You're trash.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it
I
would be
am.
a good idea to apologize to your child.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you need to apologize. But, I mean, I immediately went to the extreme thinking, like, there's some people that are just, like, verbally abusive.
Yeah, if you're verbally abusive to your child, yes, you are trash.
You are
I
trash.
do agree with that. But if you
Let it get to the point that you have a moment similar to that, even though that's not who you are, yeah, you need to apologize to your kid, and you need to, like, I mean, you need to take notes from Mrs. Dan the man, figure out how to calm down. So that comes back to the thought, though, like, besides you praying, you know, you said that helps you a lot,
Mhm.
and music and dancing. Is there anything else that you do, you know, like to help?
Well, I mean, if it's a nice day, I'll take the kids for a walk with me.
Okay.
Because they like to get out. It gets them some exercise. And
You take the dogs too,
yes.
and they like that.
Yes,
The
they
kids
love
like
it.
walking them.
when they're not walking the kids.
Yeah.
Because we have a pit and a little doxy mix that,
You got mad at me for referring to as a mutt on an earlier episode.
yes, she is not a mutt.
What's-
She's mixed with a terrier. She is full-blooded. Her mother was full-blooded dachshund mixed with a terrier.
Yeah.
And so that's what she looks like a weenie dog,
Yeah.
but she's got kind of the build and characteristics of a terrier.
Yeah.
And so she's not a mutt.
It's not a mutt.
But and she's not too bad at pulling the kids, but Motto, our pit, she'll
she's-
yank them around.
She's pretty easy going for a pit,
yeah.
but at the same time, there have been times that, like, if she does have wild hair grow up her butt, just better hold on. Better hold
Yeah,
on.
there's been times the kids have handed me the leash and go, "Mama, I can't do this."
Yeah, no. And she's not a big pit.
No, she's not. But
I think she might have been the run of her litter, honestly.
yeah, I believe so. But at the same time, and I don't understand what it is, but both dogs listen to me better than they do you or the kids.
Oh, yeah. They don't listen to the... Earlier today, she was in the house, okay? You know, because she was in the house, and I was editing video earlier for the stuff Tyler and I recorded for the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And there were so many times I had to stop and call Motto because she would go in the kids' rooms, and they would be like, "Motto, get out! Motto, get out!" Since Motto is a pit, one of the traits pits have is they chew on things. And Motto, like, we're in a pit bull group called Super Proud Pity Parents,
Mm-hmm.
and some of the members in the group, I made a post about it in there asking what to do. 'Cause she's chewed up so many blankets. She likes to chew on blankets,
And wood.
and she likes to chew on wood. She chewed on my footstool. She's even not to the point of, like, obvious damage, but she did chew on one of my rocking chairs a little bit.
Yeah,
I caught it
they're
in
both
time.
antique.
Yeah, they're both antique family. Like, one came from my dad's mom, one came from my dad's dad. But you know, she chews, and in the group they referred to that as binking, like babies sucking on a pacifier for comfort. And
Yeah.
so, like, and that's her big thing with the blankets. Like, it's not that she's being destructive; it's that it's soothing to her. Like, if she'll either have a bone or she'll have a blanket. And so we bought her own blanket, and she chews on that blanket. Thank God. She doesn't eat any more of our blankets. She has her own blanket. That's what she does, and she knows it's hers.
Yeah.
But she'll go into the kids' rooms, and the kids know that she chews, and they'll be like, "Motto, get out! Motto, get out!" And she don't listen to them at all. But she'll listen to me when I call her. But and she'll listen to me when I call her outside
Yeah.
better than Buttercup will listen to me.
Yeah.
Buttercup does not listen to me at all. When I take Buttercup outside and let her walk around the yard, most of the time, after I call her 50 times, she'll come back in. But usually what I have to do to get her, if you're not around, I have to get the treat bag and I have to shake it. And then that fat little dog all of a sudden has pep in her step, and she comes running up the steps, and I have to give her a treat, you know, be like, good job, you listened to me, idiot dad, you know. But you come out, and you're like, Buttercup, get out here right now. And all of a sudden she's like, oh, God, it's her. I better go. She's going to whoop me, you know.
What was so funny is when you had let her out earlier, all I did was step out on the porch.
And she came running, quick, fast, in a hurry, man. Man. So you go for a walk,
mm-hmm.
and you know, and that helps too. Like, we're getting near the end for recording. You know, gonna do keep this around an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any final thoughts on what this experience has been like for you? And any advice for any stay-at-home parents, mom or dad, either one, because it's affected both.
Yeah.
Either one or the other or both together. Do you have any advice for parents at home right now that are just? I mean, we're supposed to be opening back up soon.
Yeah.
So there's a light at the end of the tunnel, but there's still a little bit of a waiting period.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Well, one thing as far as experience, it's actually I've enjoyed it. For the most part. I mean, like I said, there's been days.
Yeah.
But having a little bit of an easier schedule, and even with the kids' schooling, like my son's schooling, they usually have about 2 days to get their stuff turned in. And my daughter, she has a full day. It has to be turned in before 8 p.m.
Yeah.
that day. So that gives us some leeway.
Mm-hmm.
So that helps some. So, like, that part's been enjoyable, and being able to work on my cookies more and do stuff like that. But as far as advice, I would say give yourself some breathing room.
Yeah.
Don't be hard on yourself. Don't be over hard on your kids, because they're just kids. Mm-hmm. They're scared if they're not real sure what's going on. Talk to your kids about what's going on.
Yeah.
Explain to them this is not going to be forever. This is just a, temporary thing.
Yeah.
But be open and honest with them about some of this stuff.
Yeah.
That way they'll open up and talk to you, and that will relieve some of their tension and
mm-hmm.
fear. And the other thing is, be involved with your children. Don't just send them away because they're getting on your nerves constantly.
Yeah.
It's easy to do that. It's easy to throw them in front of the TV. It's easy to throw them in front of a video game. But you're going to have your time. Like, I have my time. I've got stuff that I have to do. And I explained that to the kids.
Mm-hmm.
I have to do this. So you're going to have to give me some time. You're going to have to go do your stuff.
Yeah.
But then other than that, at least spend 30 minutes to an hour or more being involved with your kids, whether it's playing outside, whether it's coloring with them. I was a live dress-up doll for my daughter the other day.
Oh, that was so funny.
She picked out my dresses. She picked out my shoes.
Yeah.
And so that was about an hour.
Yeah.
You know.
And I had to be the photographer. Every time you had a different outfit on, Anna made me take pictures of you.
Yes.
So.
And like with my son, no, I'm not a gamer, and so I don't particularly care.
I barked up that tree. She is not a gamer. Best I can get Mrs. Dan the Man to do is play Mario on Nintendo, and even that's like few and far between.
Yes.
Like, that's just not her thing.
I mean, and that's cool if it is, and there are some moms that enjoy doing that, and that's great.
Yeah.
I'm not, but my son gets overly excited with games, so I'd rather not do those with him. So we wrestle on the trampoline.
Yeah.
I kick him in the teeth, apparently, on accident when we do that.
I mean, it happens. It just builds character. I mean, he's still got all his teeth. You know, it's fun.
Yes, he does. He has a little bit of a busted lip, but that's what you get for constantly jumping on my back. And so I'll roughhouse with my son, but and that.
But he likes that stuff. He likes to roughhouse.
Yes, and so
because he tries to roughhouse with me. Yeah, I do the
Yes.
same thing with him. You know.
I mean, and we keep it in context. We don't overdo it or anything. But
Yeah.
get involved with your kids. If there's something they like to do, do it with them.
Yeah.
Or if I'm baking and they just seem to be very unsettled, I'll let them come in the kitchen with me and help.
Yeah, let them be involved.
Yes, I'll let them be involved.
Let them feel like they're a part of it.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, make sure you take time for you, whether it be a long shower, a glass of wine, a beer, whatever.
Yeah.
Just take that time for yourself.
Yeah. Anything to just
Right.
get that alone time.
Right.
So So, okay, just a couple more things before we finish up the episode. So, guys, just a reminder, next episode we are going to be doing Return of the Jedi and finishing up the original trilogy. We are on a Star Wars kick. Tyler's never seen it before. He just finished the original trilogy for the first time ever. He's never seen it. We're going to wrap that up this week. We're going to be recording. We're changing our recording schedule a little bit. I just talked to Tyler about it, per Mrs. Dan the Man's wishes. We're going to actually record the episode sometime during this week. So I don't know if that means if it is going to get published earlier, or if it's going to get published on Friday. I don't know. I haven't worked out all the details, but we are going to be recording it this week instead of this weekend. So it should be out a little bit sooner. I got to get with the logistics on Tyler on that. But the next week, we're taking a break from Star Wars for 1 week. I have a bye week, so to speak. Okay. And we're going to be reviewing Forrest Gump.
Oh, Lord.
And then it's going to be back to Star Wars. Now, I bring all this up, not just as a reminder for our listeners, but the next franchise that Tyler is going to be tackling, as you know, is your favorite franchise, Fast and Furious franchise.
Yes. And
he has specifically asked me to ask you to come on for one of the movie reviews, and he wants to know which movie you want to review with us. You know, come on with me and him. Which one do you want to do? Can you pick one off the top of your head right now?
The last one, not the newest one.
Not 8, but 7.
Wait, is it 7 or 6?
7 is the one where it's the last one with Paul Walker.
Yes.
You want to do 7?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna let you sit in the middle. So when Tyler makes an inappropriate joke about Fast and the Furious, you can smack him. So
with Haley's permission, I'm not gonna hit somebody's.
I feel safe in saying she's not going to care. She's probably gonna slip you something to hit him a little harder with. Especially after the whole oven pizza debacle.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
Hey, since we're on that,
oh no, don't pull me in on this.
You never put anything in the oven.
I don't.
You don't.
I don't.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, there have been times that I myself have not checked the oven.
Do you check the oven though? I don't think I've ever seen you check the oven.
No, because I do most of the cooking in the house, and I remember if I leave stuff in the oven.
Okay.
So no, I don't personally.
It is a little different with us.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, she's probably gonna slip you something to hit him a little harder with. That's fine. All right, so you are willing to come on for another podcast?
Yes.
And you're willing to do Fast and Furious 7?
Yes.
So it'll be a little while.
Okay.
So it'll be several weeks out. Because we still got, man, it's gonna be a while before we do 7.
Yeah.
So would you be willing to come on before then, just for shenanigans?
But let me make a proposal. Well, not really a proposal. Y'all let me and Haley do a podcast.
Actually, we've been talking about that, and I think we can swing that.
We can. We'll call it Dishing on Dan the Man and the Greek God.
I dig it. You hear that? You hear that, Tyler? I think he's going to be okay with it.
Cool.
So, because, hey, content.
Content.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate the support and the listen. If you want to, if you enjoy what you heard, if you enjoy the content so far, please consider giving us a follow. We're on all major streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple, Google. Recently just got hit on with Stitcher, and of course we're on Anchor as well, and we're constantly looking to expand. We're looking to get on with iHeartRadio and Pandora Radio. If you like us, please subscribe to whatever your favorite preference is. Also, we put all our audio on YouTube, and then we also shoot exclusive videos for YouTube as well. And then if you want to go just a little bit past subscribing on streaming platforms and YouTube, if you actually want to donate to the cause, then please consider being one of our patrons on Patreon at Greek Godcast. And for every patron that decides to come on and contribute to the podcast on Patreon, we do a personal shout out. Tyler shoots a video of putting your name or whatever name you want to use, and unfortunately, I do mean whatever name. And he'll shoot a video of putting your name, your personal shout out, up on our banner, in the shed, the man cave, where we do all our recordings up there. So. And then we put all kinds of other stuff up there too on our Patreon, like post our notes from when we watch movies for the reviews and stuff like that. Just special exclusive content just for you guys, just a little something extra for you since you're doing something a little extra for us. And just a reminder, there is one more thing, and you don't know about this yet, but I'm going to tell you right now. On our YouTube channel, somehow I got roped into this. I have never seen The Notebook.
Oh, Lord.
So apparently, if we get 50 subscribers on our YouTube channel, I will watch and review The Notebook.
You'll be watching and reviewing it on your own.
Yes, I will.
Never seen it, don't care to see it.
Yes. So, what if we hit 100 subscribers? Would you do it with me then?
If we hit 100 subscribers and I have to watch The Notebook with you, you have to watch Dirty Dancing and Grease with me.
Okay. Deal.
Okay.
All right. I feel like I need to run all this by Tyler, but when he hears this, I don't think he'll have too much of a problem with it. So, we'll see. Official announcement on that to come. All right, before I run my mouth anymore and dig myself any deeper in a hole, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for your support. We love you guys. Stay safe. Have a blessed night. Have a great week. Love y'all. Bye.